Welcome to this Windows channel, and this is Friday. And what do we have on Fridays? It is the good and the bad news from Microsoft for the week. We are May 13th. So, in the good news for Microsoft this week, interesting report in a company that makes surveys for customer satisfaction has asked about different devices and how they, liked the device. And very interesting. What came up is that the Surface Pro tablets are rated as highly as iPads, and pretty much everybody that has one loves it. So that's good news for Microsoft because these devices, they've been selling pretty well and probably much more than Microsoft ever thought would be the case. And to have that news that, people that have the Surface Pro tablets actually like it as much as owners of iPads is a pretty good news because the iPad is ranked pretty highly for most people that have one. So that's cool. That's cool. That means that they're doing something right, at least with these devices. There was a little rocky start, especially with the latest devices. There were some firmware problems that they fixed stuff by updating with firmwares, but now it seems to be pretty much going well, and that's nice. Another interesting thing this week, we had an insider preview, so we got this preview finally. That's 14.342 that apart, the system itself had many tweaks, but what mostly was the case is that Microsoft Edge finally got the ad block extensions and also a new way of adding these extensions through the store instead of that weird way of downloading them and then installing them from the browser. So it's pretty nice and very stable, and we see that Windows 10 is really getting there, and that Edge browser is getting really mature also. So that's pretty interesting, and that was nice for this week. In the bad news side, Wi-Fi Sense removal. You know what? That is sad because it all started off with one thing: the Wi-Fi Sense feature that everybody started going crazy and saying, "Oh my God, my internet connection is being shared with everyone." Come on, people. It's much, much, a lot of hype for nothing. You got a password. It doesn't share like that, and it doesn't give internet to anyone that you don't want to. It asks you very clearly to do so. And you know what? It got off to a bad start. Got off to a bad start. Why? Also because Microsoft is incapable of communicating with people. It's incredible. You know, a company like Microsoft really needs to kind of brush up on its communications. There was an example with Mary Jo Foley this week where she got a statement from Microsoft that said, um, you know, after July 29th, we're we're going to have things for Windows 10, upgrades. You're going to have to pay for it on July 29th. But the way that they stated that at first kind of gave an idea that, well, we're thinking about it, but we're not necessarily doing it. And they had to reissue a statement saying, no, no, we're doing it. You know, who writes these things? I don't know. They should be fired because it's not the first time that everything that is said is like really not well explained. And Wi-Fi Sense, well, that's one of them. And Microsoft, in its preview this week, removed Wi-Fi Sense and said, you know what, it isn't used. And why isn't it isn't used? Because you were unable to explain how it works well and how it's fantastic. But you know what? Everybody that uses Wi-Fi Sense love the feature. It works really well, and it's an easy way to share your internet connection with devices. Unfortunately, it seems that nobody understands because Microsoft doesn't explain it well. And finally, nobody uses it, so Microsoft said, "Well, why devote time and energy into this? We're just going to remove it, and that's it." So that's always interesting to see how things work at Microsoft. Such a big company that just has so many problems communicating anything to people. So that was the good and the bad news for the week on Microsoft's side. If you enjoy my videos, please subscribe, give us thumbs up. If you enjoy my videos, you can, of course, leave any comments, suggestions, anything. And it's always fun to have your feedback. So have a great weekend, everyone, and stay safe.